Hello, my name is Kyle Roderick Ridley, and the only people who can do the unexpected are people who you don't expect anything from. Which means the people who you do expect things from do exactly what you'd expect. You know who I'm talking about. It's Rose-Colored Classist, episode 54. Welcome. The show, it's doing very bad numbers, I'll be honest, okay? It's abysmal. It's very bad. It's weak. It's sad. And it's because I'm shadow banned. Yep. The system knows I'm going to be a problem, and they refuse to let me be popular. On the other hand, it could be because I'm doing a really bad podcast, and maybe that would actually be a better thing than being shadow banned. But that's for you to decide. And most of you have done already. Okay, this episode's being recorded on a Saturday. Saturday. Can't pick a day to do this fucking thing. No, I've been working an incredible amount, all right? I'm out there making money. I am doing better financially than ever ever in my whole life, okay? And the better I do financially, the better the show will be, all right? Investments are being made, okay? I'm putting money in the tank, filling it up. We're going to get a producer in here. We're going to get a studio sometime soon. I still set up this whole thing in my studio apartment. Can you believe it? This green screen just hangs in a studio apartment week after week. I have no space to be myself. No, I am the show. I am the rose-colored classist, okay? All right? I will spin my wheels until they fall off. All right, I do not want to owe anybody anything. I don't want to borrow anything, okay? I don't want my money to be spent in a way where I'm not benefited at every single level. All right, I'm making a top-down business here. Okay, suppliers, why would I pay money that has a one-time fucking X, all right? Every dollar I spend has to have a mad return, okay? And I'm at a place where I have a little bit of money. I get a little less than $100K per day, year to date. And it's hard to make an investment. All right, I will say that it's hard to pull the trigger on something until I know about every possibility. I probably need to go on that guy's podcast who does the numbers. He looks like me, sort of. Casey, is that his name? Why do I want to say Calvert? Is that a porn star? No, it's this guy. He gets on the flunkies, gets on the junkies, and he goes through their finances. And I'm close. I'm making a nice nut. All right, and I got a little bit of debt, and I could leave it. I'm working on it. I'm getting help too. I got lots of streams. Got a lot of streams of income. People owe me. I'm so owed, and I'll collect. Okay. But yeah, man, rose-colored classes, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun today. This is my fun, all right? And my fun may not be everybody else's fun, okay? I'll say that. Is that an excuse for the numbers? I am pretty selfish when I do this podcast. I will say that I'm not trying to do anything for anybody. Maybe that's why they're, I think I got 3, man. 3? What are you even doing? If you get 3 views, what are you even doing? Has to be annoying, has to be legit bad. There's so many people clicking on YouTube. I can't believe it just would be 3. Where are these people? I'm sorry to all my fans. What have I done? No, I have my fun, okay? And I'm a weird guy. I'll say it. All right, I'm a kid. I went to a Christian high school when I was a kid, okay? When I was 18, I thought I would make a good comedian. And then I worked as a janitor for 10 years trying to support that, all right? What lights my fire is now odd. All right, I'll be real. Things I find interesting, complex, compelling, and exciting, not everybody would, all right? Especially if you're like a billionaire with an island. The things I like, probably the rich, opulent, and powerful would not. And what do I like? I like talking about them. I'm so into it. I'm just so into America and the madness here. I just gotta be interested. And I feel like, I'll say it again, I feel like this podcast is my civic duty, okay? I feel like I don't get listened to at all by anybody in my life, no matter who it is. I say the words, it bounces right off of them. I make no real change in anybody's hearts. So therefore, I mean, I got to focus on what I actually am owed, right? I pay into the system. I pay into the politics. I got to let my voice be heard. I do believe it, man. Everybody got to get a podcast. What are you doing? If you don't have a podcast, if you're not getting 3 views on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you understand how the system works. We're moving forward in time. And if you don't get a podcast now, you're going to get left behind. Okay. All right. Now, this is a newsy, typey, showy. I mean, I get it. There's a lot to talk about and to focus in on. And we will. Epstein, Gavin Newsom did 4 hours on the Sean Ryan show, and, California boy can't help himself. We're going to go over that. But it is like, sort of mysterious about the way people act in the high society, and we try and make sense of it, but there are people in our past who have already done that for us, okay? Rose-colored classist. I play old comedy. I play a older typey bit. I try to get the fucking, what do they call it? Theme. I try to get the theme going early. And we look at all the news stories from this perspective that I show up top. So who is it? The only man that can help us now, it's George Carlin, okay? Yep, playing GC again. Praise be to him. I love him. It's a guy doing a legendary bit that we should really, really listen to at this moment. It's bullshit. Here it is.
Whenever you're exposed to advertising in this country, you realize all over again that America's leading industry is still the manufacture, distribution, packaging, and marketing of bullshit. High-quality bullshit, world-class designer bullshit, to be sure. Hospital-tested, clinically proven bullshit, but bullshit nonetheless. And it always amuses me that so many people seem to think that bullshit only comes from certain sources. Advertising, politicians, salesmen. Not true. Bullshit is everywhere. Bullshit is rampant. Parents are full of shit. Teachers are full of shit. Clergymen are full of shit. Law enforcement people are full of shit. The entire country is completely full of shit. In fact, this country was founded by a group of slave owners who told us that all men are created equal. That is what's known as being stunningly full of shit. And I think people show their ignorance when they say they want politicians to be honest. What are these people talking about? If honesty were suddenly introduced into politics, it would throw everything off. The whole system would collapse. And I think deep down the American people know that. The American people like their bullshit out front, where they can get a good, strong whiff of it. That's why they reelected Clinton. Listen, Clinton might be full of shit, but he lets you know it. Dole tried to hide it. I'm an honest man. Bullshit. Bullshit. People don't believe that shit. Clinton said, "Hi, I'm full of shit, and how do you like that?" And the people said, "At least he's honest. At least he's honest about being full of shit." It's like the business world. All businessmen are completely full of shit. Just the worst kind of people you could ever want to run into. Businessmen. And the proof of it is they don't even trust each other. They don't trust each other. When a businessman is negotiating a deal, the first thing he does is to automatically assume that the other guy is a complete lying prick who's trying to fuck him on the deal. So he has to do everything he can to fuck the other guy a little bit harder and a little bit faster. And then, when it comes to dealing with customers, that's when you get the big smile. That's when you get the big smile. Businessman always has that big smile on his face as he carefully positions himself directly behind the customer and unzips his pants and services the account.
Carlin calling it fucking 20 years ago. It's been pretty obvious, guys. Here in America, we're a bunch of lying pieces of shit. This is it, man. I mean, Americans, we love to lie. We do it for fun. All right, everyone's sarcastic. Everyone's a joker. You know, they love to talk some shit with you, all right? It's fun to be full of shit. Everybody's been doing it since we started, okay? I mean, sure, we all know the truth. We all know the truth in this country. But when did that ever help me convince someone of it, all right? Okay, at this point, I mean, we all can agree. Everyone in America has their own truth, all right? And either we rip it away from them or we convince mine is better. Really, we'd all sell the world if we could, and that's I love it. It's really George just getting to the heart of it. It's such a he's talking about such a evil, fucked up concept. You know, everyone is a liar, but the beauty of letting everyone know you're a liar, isn't it? It's poetic in a sense. I will lie to you. It's like a riddle. It's like when the two guards are at the bridge. You're like, are you telling the truth? Is he lying? It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, talking about it here in America. How do we really need to perceive people, right? You know, he goes on to politicians, he goes to business. He says everyone is full of shit. But he does mention a particular group of people that seem probably the most important. Now, I do know I'm a big fan, obviously, of Mr. G, the C, our priest, our hero. I just listen to anything he says. George, he does do this joke a little bit better. He does a section of it better. He says, he says our country, America, he says our country was founded by a bunch of slave owners who wanted to be free. Which is pretty cool, I think. It's a hilarious thing to point out. And maybe, yes, we could talk about slavery, all right? And I know, let me just say it now, we're in a post-racial society, all right? Slavery is a bigger concept now, okay? Classism, everybody. All right, forget about all the ethnicities that were enslaved. Look at us now. Look at our lives now. You can be a slave. You can be a slave if you want to. All right. Yeah. It's optional. It's maybe mandatory. I don't know. It's so complicated. You know, you work for somebody. You work for yourself. We work for money. Are we all not a slave to that? We're being forced to live by the economy. It's interesting, all right? I mean, I think, if anything, George, in this bit, it speaks for itself. I mean, how much can I say about it? I'm not here to break it down for you. All right, you listen to him, understand it in your own way, and this is my little nut about it. I think George really is pointing out, if anything, is how America is like a mercantile. Does anyone know what that word means? Do I? It's like... like we're always selling, we're always pushing, okay? We're always taking every possible moment and trying to push $1 out of it, okay? Get a message across, to sell something, to convince somebody of, to give us the stuff. That's what we're all doing here. We're just trying to get the stuff from the beginning of time, all right? I mean, we're all full of shit. We're all full of shit, sure, but maybe it's just because we're trying to fill the time, all right? Okay, if every moment of our lives is not dedicated to bettering ourselves, making more money, making us more successful, then why even here in America? Go to Spain or something. Go to France. Okay? I mean, what is the idea of commerce anyway, of business, there's a word I'm looking for. It's like whenever we engage in business, it's like we're creating value. Right? That's the idea, creation. But how do we understand this concept? I mean, invention. When you create something that did not exist before. I mean, is that not like a lie in a sense? Where it's in our imagination. All right? I mean, you look at this camera, you look at your fucking car, ice cream, all this all this plastic. And, these things were in somebody's brain, and they made it real. And it's hard to tell the difference sometimes, okay? People, we're not liars, we're creators. All right? It's in our imagination. The imagination. George, how can you deny imagination? Americans, we're pretty imaginative. We we can look at the people in chains behind us and just, look out into the world and think of something else. It's I'm serious, man. I mean, in America, it's like, if you're not spending every moment to get ahead and not just trying to survive, what's the point? Yeah, if you don't spend every moment trying to get ahead, I just don't think you're doing it right. I mean, you have to get ahead. It's because it feels like in this country, someone's always coming after you, right? And it feels, you have to do anything to get a freaking, leg up. I mean, come on, don't cops need jobs too? What if I'm doing something wrong? I mean, what if anything? If I commit crime, I'm like a job creator, aren't I? I mean, look, if I steal something from someone, I mean, let's be serious. How did those people get that stuff in the first place anyway? And sure, maybe if I also take my riches from the destitute, I mean, I'm just one of the boys, right? Who's creating value? Are we stealing value? I mean, human life? Was that how we did it? Slavery? In the current economy, look at all the people working jobs they couldn't possibly want to. Is this where we're creating the value from? Just ripping it from others, being full of shit and convincing? If anything, I think I've decided. I mean, America. I mean, we really leave morality at the door. Look, we do bad shit. We smile back. Even this attitude I have right now, I feel like is a pretty American attitude. This fucking shit, this slime I'm slinging. I just, and I know I'm a hypocrite, but I'm still trying to take a stance. I mean, whatever. Look, okay, we're Americans. Sure, we own slaves, but give us a good deal. All right? You already know we keep people prisoners for life. Give us a good deal. Let this never happen to me. All right? Look at this guy I'm holding. It's actually projecting because that's my worst fear. Yeah, I'm so full of shit right now. I'm joking. I don't know, man. Just the production of bullshit in this country, and it's just growing and growing. Everybody getting on the mic, getting in front, balls to the walls, lies. Donnie T, is he lying? He's talking a lot. Probably lying. It's just, this next clip, this little seg, I'm actually going to read it, I think, if I remember right. I'm gonna read it. It's the letter Donnie T supposedly wrote, and let that be a lie. Let that just be full of shit. I mean, I don't know, with the government and Epstein's all connected to it. Donnie T's connected to him. Now he's in the government. I don't know. I just what is the line of bullshit I'm being told? I don't even know anymore. Maybe that's the issue. Okay, the convincing lie isn't around right now. And I'm begging for it. We're all begging for it. We're all begging to get lied to better. This is how fucked up it is. I mean, we're gonna read this card, and I mean, like, what lie could you even tell me at this point? I want to be lied to. I do. I would like to. I would like to be lied to, especially about this. Please God, no. But I don't. They're sort of trapping us here. I mean. At least, maybe if anything, what's going on with this Epstein story is America is really innovating in the bullshit trade. Okay, we're finally gonna reinvent the whole system. Okay, we're gonna really destabilize the market of bullshit. We're gonna come up with new incredible lies no one can even imagine. Because we're gonna read this card and I can't even. There's what lie could you tell me about this for it to make sense? Seriously, I mean. This is what I hope for America with this whole Epstein saga, that our lies just become stronger and more powerful. I think in America we have a very nice, keen threshold to get lied to. I think it's the perfect line, and we just got to stay right there. Okay, So if you could somehow innovate, get to that place in a cooler, more efficient way, something repeatable for others. Okay, we need an iPhone for lying. At this point, real technological innovation. So please, I'm gonna read this card to the three people. And I just couldn't even believe it if I tried. Okay, all right. So the Wall Street Journal put out an article. I'm going to read it. I tried to access the article on the website, the Wall Street Journal website, but there was a paywall. Really, taking the most important story and putting it behind a paywall. It's a good business plan. But anyway, I'm here on archive, actually, .ph. Not sure if that's right, but yeah, man, you can't hide. You can't get paid for your content no matter how hard you try. Wall Street Journal. Who funds you? All right, reading the article so you don't have to. Put it into audio form. My bird voice is going to serenade you. Here it is. It was Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, and Ghislaine Maxwell was preparing a special gift to mark the occasion. She turned to Epstein's family and friends. One of them was Dunny T. Now Maxwell, she collected letters from Trump and dozens of Epstein's other associates for a 2003 birthday album, according to documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. Pages from the leather-bound album. It's a scrapbook. Ghislaine is scrapbooking. Okay. She assembled before Epstein was arrested in 2006. Are among the documents examined by the Justice Department officials who investigated Epstein and Maxwell years ago. According to people who have reviewed the pages, it's unclear if any of the pages are part of the Trump administration's recent review. Okay, maybe they've never seen it. Now, the past president's relationship... Okay, the president's past relationship... Okay. How do I read? I'm going to redo this whole thing, and I better get it right. This is embarrassing. 3, 2. Okay, so the Wall Street Journal published an article detailing a letter from a book made by Ghislaine. Now, I tried to look up this article on the Wall Street Journal website, but there's a paywall. And how dare they? How dare they hide the most important story ever behind a paywall? That is a good business strategy. But I'm here on archive.ph. Don't know why it has that at the end of it. Maybe it's a website, but archive. Everybody knows about the Internet Archive. It's great. Anyway, you can't hide your content behind a paywall. All right, you guys will never earn money from this, no matter how hard you try. Okay, but I gotta read the letter in its entirety. So I don't know if anyone's put this article into audio. I'm sure there's some AI doing it. That would probably be more popular than me reading it. If I just took all the text and made a, Scarlett Johansson AI read it, that'd be cool. But I'm gonna do it. My bird voice is gonna serenade you. I'm gonna yip through this whole article, and I'm gonna do it in one take. I have not tried to do this before. Here it is. Okay, the article from the top. It was Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, and Ghislaine Maxwell was preparing a special gift to mark the occasion. She turned to Epstein's family and friends. One of them was Dunny T, baby. Now, Maxwell, she collected letters from Trump and dozens of Epstein's other associates for a 2003 birthday album. It's a scrapbook. Ghislaine made a scrapbook for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Isn't that adorable? Now, pages from the leather-bound album. Why is it leather? Were assembled before Epstein was first arrested in 2006. And they are among the documents examined by the Justice Department officials who investigated Epstein and Maxwell years ago. Now, according to people who have reviewed the pages, it's unclear if any of the pages are part of the Trump's administration recent review. Don't know why they use the word pages a lot. They mean the book. There's a book, big book. Gotta see that book. Now, okay, more to the article. The president's past relationship with Epstein is at a sensitive moment. Okay, this is op-ed. Blah, blah, blah. All right, op-ed from the Wall Street Journal. Thank you. Okay, now the letter. The letter bearing Trump's name, which was reviewed by the Journal, is bawdy, like others in the album. Bawdy. All right, don't want to know what that means. Gonna remain ignorant on the meaning of that word. Now, the letter, it contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. Shout out Sharpie. Now, a pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breast and the breasts. She had more than one breasts. Okay, breasts. He drew it. And the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. Well, art is subjective. Okay, now here it is. In an interview, the Journal on Tuesday evening, Trump denied the writing of the letter. It's fake. So fake. Never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. Not my language, not my words. And he's going to sue the Wall Street Journal like he sued everyone else. Okay, now, where is the, more of this. Okay, now, the existence of the album and the contents of the birthday letters haven't previously been reported. The album had poems, photos, and greetings from business people, academics, and Epstein's former girlfriends and childhood pals. Childhood pals, what do you mean by that? Friends from his childhood. Please God, why his childhood pals and former girlfriends? Why are they contained in the same sentence? Wall Street. Okay, moving on. Now, among those who submitted letters were billionaire Leslie Wexner and attorney Alan Dershowitz. They've been getting talked about recently, right? No, the album also contained a letter from a now deceased Harvard economist, one of Epstein's report cards from Mark Twain Junior High School in Brooklyn, and a note from a former assistant that included an acrostic with Epstein's name. An acrostic. All right. The acrostic, this is what it says. It says, Jeffrey, oh Jeffrey, everyone loves you. Fun in the sun. Fun just for fun. Remember, don't forget me soon. Epstein, you rock. You are the best. Now, obviously, Wall Street's telling us the Epstein was Wexner's money manager at the time. The longtime leader of Victoria's Secret wrote a short message that said, I wanted to get what you want. So here it is. After the text, a line drawing of what happened to be woman's breasts. Now, Wexner declined to comment through a spokesman. All right, Wex, you got a spokesman. Who's that guy? He must be a huge bitch. Okay, Wexner spokesman previously told the Journal that the retail mogul severed all ties with Epstein in 2007. Well, it's nice to include that. Dershowitz's letter include a mock-up of a Vanity Unfair magazine cover with mock headlines such as, Who was Jack the Ripper? Was it Jeffrey Epstein? He joked that he had convinced the magazine to change the focus of an article from Epstein to Bill Clinton. Bullshit. He's exporting it. Now, the book was put together by a New York City bookbinder, Herbert Weitz, according to the people who were involved in the process. Weitz, who died in 2020. What? He died in 2020. When did Epstein die? Oh, okay. That's not connected. Moving on. We're at the end. We're almost at the letter. We're almost at the part everyone gives a shit about. Come on. Wall Street Journal. You just told me that some other person mysteriously died at the wrong fucking time. Okay. I'm dead next. Just reading it. Look. Now, it isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note, styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in the third person. Script format. Here it is. Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is. But I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I, also, know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Right. So Trump, last sentence. Trump, he says in the letter, in the third person, he says, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Okay. What odd erotica? This is a fan fiction story, right? What is this? This is an imagined conversation celebrating secrets. All right. No, it's fake. It's so fake. No, Donnie Doodle Trump? No, used to watch Epstein fuck? No. What in the fuck is this story? Hey, Wall Street Journal, show us the book. Show us the book. Okay, I gotta see a book of Donnie T being this cuck. Okay, I gotta see something. No, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's into scrapbooking. I can't believe this. She's into fucking collage. Collages, this woman. No, okay, bring out the lawsuit. You're right. Donald Trump, bring out the lawsuit. This is stupid. If I'm not seeing a book, bring me a lawsuit, all right? We'll throw the book. Holy shit. By the way, it's a $10 billion lawsuit. Now, that's body. What the fuck does body mean? I got to look it up. What is body? BAWDY? Everyone right now is so disappointed in me for not knowing that word before I started this podcast. What, do you want me to do research? ChatGPT, humorously indecent, often in a sexual or risque way. Okay. Body. Yeah, if you get sued for $10 billion, I'm sure you'll be willing to do a lot of things. It's a reasonable amount, right? No? Reasonable amount. I think, hey, Donnie T, I'm a process server. You can pay me to deliver those legal documents. You think he'd do that? You think he'd pay me to do that? Who owns the Wall Street Journal? I'll serve him. I'll walk right in there. No, they have a registered agent or a law office somewhere that accepts all lawsuits for them. I mean, fun times, right? This is the article is insane. Donnie T, his response, I guess it's just as insane. And it's going to be a lawsuit. Baby, I'm so excited. I'm going to follow this one. We're going to go all the way with it, all right? I've been working as a process server for a year now. And really, this whole podcast is actually an advertisement for my process serving business. And it's going really well. I said that up top. I'm doing well. And once they find this podcast, I know it's all over. So just, let me enjoy it while I can, all right? Really, I hope it goes all the way down to the wire. I mean, I hope they go all the way to trial. Bring out the book. This is what the trial is going to be about. They're going to show the book. If it's a fucking O.J. Simpson goddamn trial just for one fucking scrapbook, I'm into it. I think we can do it. Doubt it'll ever get there, but one can hope. I mean, really, it's just be lawyers talking to each other, right? The lawyers are going to get to know the truth. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, and $10 billion. Yeah. Let's see if Donnie T's crypto money's for real. Okay, who's going to front his legal fees? Is he really going to do this? It's going to take a lot of money. But he did just win a couple of lawsuits, right? He did just win a couple. Got a hot $30 million in digital money, didn't he? No, the lawyers, they'll do this one for free. The $10 billion letter lawsuit. It's a wonderful country. Yeah, talk about the bullshit. This is it. This is the big money bullshit here. A big fucking lawsuit. I mean, it's so interesting how the system works. And, I've been involved for a while. And, I've said it before. My father's a lawyer, mom paralegal. Please don't find them ever. Please don't show them this podcast for a lot of reasons. And now I'm working in it, and I guess I've always been aware of it. But it is super interesting how the money is like so integral to the process. I mean, that's really what it's all about at the end of the day, right? I mean, that's what the judgments are. It's what the settlements are. The judge got to get paid. The lawyer got to get paid. Everybody got to get paid. It's all about the money. And when imagine to yourself, it's like, well, obviously the Wall Street Journal, do they just have $10 billion lying around? I mean, obviously it's just like a negotiating number, but whatever number they do agree, I mean, would they even have that around? Half? Less than half? It's a thing that's happening right now, and it's like on the books, right? I mean, that's what the lawsuit's all about. It's about creating a document of value. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a judgment's a piece of paper, like money. It's like, even so, like okay, let's say you go through the process, you get the lawsuit, you lose. You're a loser, definitely in this story. You've lost. You're not the winner in my analogy. Not even close. So you lose, and you're like, you have to pay $1.6 million because you ran over a kid with your fucking trunk and you were drunk, and it's fucked, okay? And now, will you ever pay that? How could you? You're in prison. But it's like that number, separate from your assets, separate from your income, like that's a number attached to you that exists inside the system. So that person who is owed the money, I mean, it's sort of like they'll always get it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not get the cash to spend or whatever, but you have an actual asset now, and it's, it exists. It's owed, all right? The person who won, they own you, really. Even if you die, you leave assets, you leave this. It's a tax write-off if you die and don't pay your debts. If you're the person who is owed it, you're always going to get it. And it's really what this whole system is, built on. It's a good system, fair system, all right? People die, you get everything if they owe you something. It's cool. And, it works as long as the government doesn't collapse, right? That's not going to happen. Government's going to last forever. Yeah, no, I really want to see it go all the way to the judge. Oh, man, the Wall Street Journal publishing this article, it's throwing down the gauntlet. I mean, we're going to have the fight, all right? This better be a great court drama, okay? Get the cameras inside. Yeah, and the judge is going to find out about the book in the chambers, and he's going to, should I show it? Should I not show it? I mean, we better have it all. We better have it all. I want the full Donnie T denial. Who wants it? Balls to the wall. Donnie T denial. I didn't do it. I didn't have sex. I want him to have his Bill Clinton moment. Okay, I would never do that to a kid. It's nasty, very, very nasty. I mean, so it's a stupid thing to do. Why would you do that? People go to prison for that. Why would you do that? It's crazy. I can't even do the impression. It's so ridiculous. I just want the whole thing. I want him to just put on a legendary performance. Okay, I mean, it's basically his only hope at this point, right? I mean, every show after show after show after show is fucking, the coalition's going to fall apart. This is it. This is the end. The presidency's over. You're going to lose the midterms. You're going to lose it all. And the only way I see of him getting out of this is just fucking like a goddamn comedy special. Put the spotlight on him, okay? Have the guy with the big fucking light just point it and just follow him. And he just has to put on the fucking show of a lifetime. I don't know if we have to believe him, but he has to sling the most perfect bullshit that anyone's ever seen. Okay? He has to be so profoundly full of shit that you're, what does George say in another comedy special? That you're in awe of it. I think that's actually a continuation of the bit I showed up top. There's such the awe. You can't even fathom how perfect this bullshit is. It's really, I mean, what's left for him? Just going out there, going to the cam, be in front of thousands, do a rally, have the bulletproof glass in front of you, and put on a show. Get back in the streets, Donnie. You'll be fine. Yeah, man. What is the deal? At the end of the story, why are we all so focused on it? Why can't we just move on? Yeah, I don't. If I'm gonna sum it up, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm told Donnie T's in charge. I'm told other people are in charge. All right, we vote for people and they're in charge, but I don't know these people. I don't know who knows them. I don't know where representatives are. I don't know where they come from. And to me, it seems like, the worst is true. Well, I know the truth, and I'm not getting enough good shit for it. I know it, and really, I mean, look, if you want all this to stop as a person, if you don't want to pay in a system where pedophiles are in charge, I mean, look, it's really, it's one-on-one combat, all right? You got to be the Wall Street Journal. You got to be Donnie T, filing suit, going for it, okay? You want something to stop in the world, you got to stop people one by one. I mean, I don't think anybody's, really ready to accept that. I mean, this is what they talk about all the time, about taking charge of your life, fucking being your own man, being your own person. Look, I mean, you want to put a pedophile in jail? I hope you pass the police exam, okay? And I'm not even sure that'll work. Okay, I mean, swear to God, you could be the district attorney in Florida, and it seems that you can't even get that done. So, best of luck, but it's serious. It's serious. You gotta dedicate your whole fucking life to this thing. No options. I mean, what would I do? I don't know. What can we do? What would I, as a person, have an idea in this moment right now? Here's my idea. Okay, we need someone outside of government. It's not Donnie T. He's in the government now, and we know how that works. We see what happens to those guys. And we got to get some guy, probably a lawyer, probably some, type of professional, and we need to pay them a bunch of money. And this is all they do. Okay, we need to get a guy who's ready to die. Ready to die for the Epstein files. Or we got to crowdsource, we got to crowdfund, get $2 million up front. Okay, get $2 million up front. Promise him $10 million on the back end while we continue to raise money, and then he goes after it. Hires the lawyers, goes in charge, gets in front of the cameras every day, has this whole fucking thing. It's for the people. All the people are paying him to do this, and he's gonna figure it out, and he's gonna be the guy to find the best ways to get the files. All right, and he gets his share of the settlement because it has to be about money at the end of the day. How do we even get these relevant documents? I mean, sure, the Wall Street Journal, they have the book. They better have the book. If they just got shown the book and don't have the book, that's bad. We gotta get the book, okay? But they gotta keep it because, at the end of the day, I mean, when they get sued for it, they gotta protect themselves, and that's somehow the way the law works. So the only point where they would have to show the book, or they would show the book to keep the, bullet in the chamber, as they say, is to do it when they absolutely have to. Keep it for the trial. We don't just get shown it. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, we got to find a guy to get his own ammunition. Go get the bullets that aren't fucking being, used as a shield. I'm messing up military weapon terms right now, but I have an idea. Here it is. Okay. If we were to structure something to go and find all the Jeffrey Epstein files that we can for our own personal reasons, all right, not the Wall Street Journal's reasons, not Donald Trump's reasons, not the government's that's how the law system works. You have to have your own fucking reason about why you're doing this shit. We gotta have our reasons to get the files, our own reasons. And here's my idea. Okay, all right, this is what we do. We get people who are monetarily affected by people who were connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so we can find a group of people that maybe bought products or were affected financially by political decisions of those who were connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, we take this group of people, we say they're victims. We say they were hurt by a dollar amount, all right, and that we say that they were victims of fraud. That if we knew that the people connected to Jeffrey Epstein who sold products, who made big important decisions, if we knew that they were connected to this guy, we would never have done these things. Okay? And we go fucking, this is what we do. All right, we go fucking, witness after witness after witness of people who say, oh, I bought Victoria's Secret lingerie and I wouldn't have done that if I knew. I invested in this firm and I wouldn't have if only I knew. On and on. Harvard. Big place to do that. Gotta find people. All right, and we make those who had, those, like the people who invested in Harvard, who had all these businesses, we make them prove that they were not connected with Jeffrey Epstein. We make them prove. We go fucking minute by minute, day by day, all right? We need serious, comprehensive alibis, all right? And we'll let the judge decide about what we get, okay? And sure, if these guys who were involved with Jeffrey Epstein, they take their Fifth Amendment right, that's cool. All right? It's fine. They can do that. But I think we all know what that means. And yes, we're not going to win anything. We will. There will be no money. Zero money. We will never win a case like this. But maybe what we could do is get these people to prove whether, they were or were not connected with Jeffrey Epstein in the bad ways, which probably were all of them. Okay? And yes, we take it to trial, we film it. The judge, sure, he could totally fuck us and not even do it. But, I mean, look, this could be a thing. All right, we will get our day in court. I promise. All right? And yes, there will be police guarding the courthouse outside, preventing anyone from entering. And then the people who are inside the courthouse will all be stripped naked and be involved in a child sacrifice. That's how I see it all playing out, really. Separate from whatever my fantasy is, I mean, it is ridiculous, that all the people in charge for some reason knew Jeffrey Epstein. It's fucking, goddamn, 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon here. Everyone was fucking friends with him at some point. All of them. All right. I was watching, I was listening to Tucker. I was listening to Tucker Carlson and Daryl Cooper. Yep. Me listening to Tucker. We all listen to Tucker now. Okay. I'm just fucking sitting there, just tuck. Tucking Tucker. Mother Tucker. And just listening to him going, yeah, Tuck, yeah. And they're going on about how everybody knows him. Everyone's met him. Everyone I know that has ever made a decision that affected the economy knows him. Yeah, they're all connected for some fucking reason. And please God, let it be money. Okay? It is Saturday. Tim Dillon did come out with his program today, and I was at the dentist, which didn't work out, by the way. And I turned him on. I figured I'd listen in, try not to be a repetitive robot, echo everything he does. Okay. I know that sometimes I could be a little hack and play off him. I know, but he started his podcast today by talking about how he had dinner with someone politically important. All right, and that's not me. All right, the last person I had dinner with was my mom. All right, so if you wanted to figure out the difference between our shows, is I have dinner with my mom, and he wishes he could. He can't have dinner with his mom anymore. He's honestly probably jealous of my life. But what he said is like, please God, let it be money laundering. Please God, let the only reason they all know this guy is because they're all money launderers, which is a hopeful take. I'm proud of Tim. Really, turn my show off right now. Go watch Tim Dillon content. Seriously, I'm nothing like him. All right, maybe we have the same birth defects. That's a possibility. I mean, we probably are somehow related, just like the people who run the country. They're all somehow related. They all somehow know each other. I mean, come on, we're there. All right. No one I know wants to pay into a system where the people at the top are pedophiles. We can't even operate on this possibility. 5%, 2%. No one can do this. Okay, and again, maybe that's why I'm doing a podcast, because I gotta let everybody know that. Okay, I pay these people money. I pay everyone so much money. I cannot pay my own money that I need to fucking, pay myself to do a fucking show, to go out and work. I can't do anything. And maybe it's fair. Maybe I need to. But I just got to be listened to as well. All right, I got ideas. And what am I gonna do with them? Let me do something with them. All right. What, am I a slave? Look, George mentioned slaves. I know. I played him up top. But at least someone tell me I'm a slave. Okay? I mean, here we are. If this whole government's bullshit, can I just know it? Really, I mean, I'll be serious. I mean, would it be that bad? I feel pretty free here in America. I'm working within the legal system. All right? I make my own money. I'm a small business. And I need the legal system to work. And if you're saying to me that if everyone in charge of the legal system is a party boy pedophile, then yeah, I'm probably ruined. Okay, I will lose everything I've built. If that's a believed and accepted concept, I'm ruined. So, okay, maybe don't release the files. Stop with the files. I'm gonna stop asking. No, this podcast I'm doing is not gonna work out. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep working in the legal field, and it cannot collapse. It could not do it. All right, fine. Yeah, I mean, if you think this podcast is filmed badly, you should see the photos I take for my process server job. All right? No, you can't see the photos. They're super important. Actually, they don't exist. Keep it all going, I guess. What else can we do? All right, so not much of the show left. I'm gonna keep running it. I do got to play Gavin Newsom 4.5 hours on the Sean Ryan show. And me, California boy, I cannot help myself from looking at it and talking about it. Yeah, and he goes over it, that slick fuck. I'm proud of him. Real California guy. Full of shit. Full of bullshit. I love him. And I guess if I were to talk about myself and this future conversation I'm going to have about Gavin in California, where do I fall on the political spectrum? I mean, okay, I believe in a small, big government. I believe in a big state government. And then I believe in like a complete democracy for local government. Does anyone know what that means? Do I know what that means? Everything local should be like a vote a person on every particular issue. And then the republic can exist in the state and the federal government. I think that's what I believe. And we should have a big state government with lots of amenities, socialism, all that nonsense. And then the small big government, what all they do is defense. All right? Does that sound smart? I probably only believe in sales tax and profit margin. I believe sales tax should be the only tax we get, and the people who make the stuff should have a specific, clear profit margin. It's enumerated, and we should be happy that they get it. Does that sound like a thing? What am I? Center. Okay, here's this lefty fuck and the rightest guy in the world, Sean Ryan. Let's play him. It's Gavin Newsom, and he talks, baby.
Yeah, and by the way, I know a thing or two about this subject because that's California, man. Mm-hmm. What separates our game from the game played elsewhere is innovation, entrepreneurialism, more patents, more engineers, more researchers, more Nobel laureates in my state than any other damn state, more Fortune 500 companies in my state than any other state. Look that up, because I know people are rolling their eyes and saying, no, it's Texas. You're wrong.
It's true. I looked it up.
And we're, by the way, a donor state. We provided $83.1 billion more than we received from the federal government. Texas took $71.1 billion. I'm not saying that to bash Texas, but you know what? Pretty proud of my goddamn state.
I saw that
above
too.
Our weight, man. But AI.
Can you repeat those numbers?
$83.1 billion. We provided more to the federal government than we received. The same year that Texas received $71.1 billion more than they provided to the federal government.
So you're net positive.
Net positive. 9 out of 10 of the donor states are Trump states, and I don't mean that pejoratively, Trump. 7 of the 10 are Republican states, but 9 out of the 10 dependent states, welfare states, are Trump states. The donor states disproportionately the blue states. 71% of the country's GDP comes from blue counties. Mm-hmm. These same crack-up counties with all these crazy liberals that can't get out of their own goddamn way and the world's come to an end. It's 71% of the economy of the goddamn country, man.
I mean, I think that's changing a little bit.
Gavin. Smooth like vintage wine, this guy. Real California man, just so profoundly full of shit and just smiling back at you. It's California, man. He got the fucking voice right. He's got yeah, man, we're in California, man. We're living it up, man. He almost sounds like he's on fentanyl a little bit, right? No, I love him. I'm actually a huge fan of Gavin. I'd vote for him no matter what. Did I vote for him? No. But I would if I did. He is talking about something interesting, though. You know, I obviously, again, you know, I'm all about the big state. I mean, look, if people really do need help, all right, if serious people need help, I don't believe people from Alabama should be helping. Okay, I don't believe people from Texas should be helping people in California. I mean, we divided it up for a reason, all right? Distance, it matters. Miles. Okay, but when we made the American government work like this giant fucking money pit, this money game, I mean, it feels insane here. That's the severe imbalance. What? I mean, look, I'm a comedian in Southern California, the pull of Texas. Texas is calling every fucking time I go up on the mic. Texas is, these jokes work better in Texas. And I think about it, you know, and it's a little ridiculous to say that, you know, my economic output is actually helping Texas. Yeah, why are the clubs so shitty here in California? Well, maybe all my tax dollars that should have been, you know, making the amenities run right here in this goddamn state are going to fucking Texas. Yeah, it is a ridiculous position to say that, you know, everyone's talking so much garbage about California, but then the place where you live wouldn't even run without it. And should it be like that? I think maybe no. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, the Fed needs so much fucking money. And how that even works in my head, like how that even works where a state could give more money. They're giving money, but they're also taking money. California did take money from the federal government too. Okay, I know that, but it's also like fucking convoluted, don't you think? There's different accounts, and different accounts get budgeted, and money goes into it, and there's not enough money in that specific account, so it goes to the federal government to go, hey, can you put the money in the account? We just put money from this account into your account, so you just give that money back to us. And I think Texas needs some, and fucking Louisiana needs a lot all the time. It's so weird. I have no idea what accountants are doing out there. Okay, I have no idea what accountants are playing at. I mean, look, the way these guys act. I think they're putting themselves out of a job. Really? If you're like a finance guy right now, it must be hilarious. It just must be fun. Just fun every day. It's the show Billions, I'm sure. Just jokes and just whatever is going on with you. I mean, look, how do these guys believe that what they're doing is not going to destroy the economy? Destroy the local economy where they're at. I mean, look, these guys, I mean, do you think they want job security or something? But the way they move the money around, I mean, I even know what they want. Don't even know what they want. It just feels like they're also nihilistic. You know, they play the games all day with the with the markets, just fucking anything. Yeah, what does it all matter, man? You go up, you go down, win, lose, short, long. At the end of the day, you're just risking. You're always risking. Okay, you gamble, chances. So I feel like at the end of the day, all these guys ever ask themselves are, did they enjoy themselves? Not whether what they're doing is actually like the most important thing. Gavin, like he even understands the numbers. He's a businessman. He's the businessman. He's the one. He's just busy fucking. That guy. Yeah, him. Sean Ryan, I mean, after the 4.5 hours, talks about his ex-wife got in a relationship with Don Jr., which to me is so just, yeah. To vote this guy into the presidency after you hear something like that, I go, that's weird. That's weird. That's fucking, that's the autocracy, if I ever heard of it. So gross. But I mean, he is. I do enjoy his pride in California. I mean, that's what we really want from our representatives at this point, right? Over Nandani, Coran Zoran, that guy in New York. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like he just at least appreciates the place where he's at and wants that place to work right. And when we're dealing with the federal government at this level, when they're such a fucking phenom and they need so much, it's convoluted on how to make our state work. Wouldn't even know how to approach it. Maybe Shiny Teeth over there can fucking figure it out for me. Maybe I believe in him a little bit sometimes. Guys, like, can you figure out how fucking fucked up this place is? I think he has a lot of experience in fucked up situations, if you know what I mean. Is he connected to Jeffrey Epstein? Is that? I gotta find that out immediately. But we're gonna play 2 more clips of him. But yeah, this next clip is talking about homelessness, which definitely is like the ever-present issue in my life here on Hollywood Boulevard. The insane people, and when you look at how convoluted the system is, I mean, how could you not be insane? And I think this is like that physical representation of the nonsense that goes on in this weirdly organized country. So Gavin, just go ahead and just illuminate me, huh? Make me hard.
Why wouldn't the city want to just clean it up for its citizens?
Well, they were finally getting their act together, and no bigger critic of that than me. I was coming down hard on the city. I mean, I've been threatening to sue cities. I've sued a number of cities in California on housing issues, on homeless issues. I've been very aggressive. I've rejected money. We're holding these guys more accountable. But remember, I run a state larger than 21 state populations combined, hundreds and hundreds of cities, independently elected boards of supervisors, city councils, city administrators, and mayors. And so as much as I would like to run every city and dominate every block in terms of my desire to see these tents and encampments cleaned up, I have to create the conditions where we can leverage state support and sanction better behavior. And we're finally seeing some real progress in that space. I'll just give you a proof point. I mean, San Francisco, I love everybody running about crime, but Speaker Johnson's district has 6 times the murder rate as Nancy Pelosi's district.
Does it really?
Yeah. Why the hell is that not on 90 News every goddamn day? I mean, you have parts of Florida substantially higher homeless than parts of California. Like California's homeless growth last year was of unsheltered homeless was 0.45. It was close to 9% in Florida. I mean, almost 10x.
Well, I have that California has the highest homeless population in the country.
Since about 2000, 2004, for 20 plus years, it's been the case. We had the highest homeless count, 188,000 in 2004. When I was mayor, Schwarzenegger was governor. And we have the highest housing costs. It's the original sin is housing.
Now, the homeless. All right, listen, if the elite of the country wanted to kidnap and sacrifice homeless people, now maybe that's something we could work with. All right, you kidnap homeless people, all right, rape and murder them, and maybe the country will be okay. maybe that's what people could get behind. As an agenda, I hear it. Right on. California homelessness, talking about the convoluted situation here. I could tell you a story or two about how weird it can be sometimes. I go to these places to evict people. It's like a rehab center. It's a rehab center, but you pay rent. It's like you're teaching people to learn how to, that's it. Teaching people how to learn at this place, because obviously they don't even know how to do that. And so you give them a bunch of money, you give them stipends, and they have a certain amount of money to pay rent. All right, and it's a certain amount that's deducted, and they're given the cash. And they have to do it on their own terms. And they don't. They don't do it. They spend the money on drugs. And this is the issue. This is the issue we're paying for. I mean, look, I hear the elites. They do this thing. This is maybe a thing that's been going around in people's algorithms lately. But the elite consider us useless eaters. You ever hear that? You ever read that on Reddit? The elite thinks of us as useless eaters. And I will be honest, gotta agree with them sometimes on that. You talk about housing, and sure, it's what everybody wants. It's what everybody, it's what they all really want, food and housing. And you make those things easy and profitable. You'd think that you could maintain. You think it all could work. I mean, if you do that, maybe you're allowed to be some kind of insane, debaucherous monster at the top levels of society. Who cares if the population are a bunch of useless idiots? But when you're on the ground, you do realize it's actually a bit of a problem. Yeah, you give them the stuff, and they still don't do the stuff. So, yeah, I mean, for us regular people. I mean, you talk about the homeless, and maybe they're like the people who have broken the insanity and the nonsensical nature of the system. They couldn't possibly operate under it. So as for normal people, it makes this like a housing is a relevant conversation. But for those guys, maybe we're a little too far off. I want these things to work for us, but them, I mean, sounds impossible. And that's an issue. That's an issue, right? Because how do you make everyone valuable when maybe they're not? You can see why these people at the top of society are monsters. You can see why I'd fit in. That's why I'm not being allowed to be popular. All right. They don't want the competition. I mean, everyone in society is being used at some level, right? They use our debt, our delinquency. I mean, these are profitable industries. I thought we were slaves. You call us useless eaters. I mean, if we're slaves, by definition, that means we're useful. Okay? But maybe there are a group of people who could do better, who could slave harder. Give them houses and stuff. Yeah, that'll work. And this next clip of Gavin, this is his plan how to do it.
The supply-demand imbalance, Econ 101. That's why we just passed the most significant housing reforms in our state's history just a few weeks ago, and I actually locked the budget. I said there'll be no budget unless these housing bills get passed. They wouldn't have passed otherwise. And it was a huge breakthrough. on the regulatory side of housing in California, what we call CEQA. It's been the issue that has defined more of the problems in our state than any other. And
How do you solve that?
Well, we're doing it. NIMBYism's been the number one problem.
What is, I don't know what
There's
NIMBY
people,
is.
not in my backyard, I'm good. Love my views, love my backyard, love my community. Why are you building that affordable housing down the block? Why are you doing 2 stories? Should just be 1 story. Why are you doing 4 stories? Should just be 2. Well, that's going to be more traffic. No, more parking. Not in my backyard, NIMBYism. And we're shifting now to a YIMBY mindset. Yes, in my backyard, in order to address the supply and demand imbalance. The abuse litigation, lawfare, it's been our biggest damn problem. People using CEQA, which was signed by Ronald damn Reagan, which is our environmental rules, and just holding up projects for years and years and years and years. And that has significantly slowed down housing construction in our state. And that's why you see these prices that continue to go through the roof in California. By the way, on the other side, you see places like Austin where prices are collapsing because they have an overabundance of supply, and that supply demand has a completely different set of problems because the regulatory market's so permissive there that they can tend to oversupply during times of growth. And so we're trying to right-size that. And I've signed 42 CEQA reform bills. I've been playing in the margins, chipping away, pounding. And we finally, this was sort of the holy grail. This was what we were after all these years. The politics never worked. This was a year, an abundance agenda, mindset. We delivered it. And I think it will be the most significant thing that's happened in housing in decades.
3, 2, 1. Gavin, normal guy talking. California boy. My hands, his hands. We're together. We're separating. We're equaling. People are fighting, pounding. Love this guy. Real animated. Okay, I talked about the homeless drug addicts, all right? I mean, I didn't say it already, but we should call them they're drug addicts. That's what they all are. They live on the street and they do drugs, okay? And I understand. They're completely insane, and I don't know if anybody can help them, okay? But look at your options at this point. Would you rather have a drug-addicted, mentally ill person with you or Jeffrey Epstein, okay? This is your... Look, yeah, it's an 8-story apartment building in California, all right? Would you rather live next to a 8-story apartment building, or do you want to move to Ohio where your neighbor is Jeffrey Epstein? Did anyone know about? Did you hear about his house in Ohio, located oddly near somebody else? Yeah, man. Look, the biggest house in Manhattan, which used to be a school. Come on, people, who live next to him? What the fuck is going on with that? I mean. Yeah, look, if the opulently rich who want to live away from everybody are a bunch of creeps, maybe they do need 100 people living next door to them to make sure that they don't do any nonsense, okay? Maybe they do need a couple duplexes around them with windows that are quite open. Yeah, California, make more housing, not because we want the prices to go down, but because the people who have the houses are true villains. And really, you want to live somewhere, again, one-on-one combat, all right? You really gotta fight and work for yourself. I mean, you think Gavin's going to do for it? You think that reform is going to do anything for you? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a fun issue to talk about, where we're living, because, I mean, yeah, that's the point, right? There are obviously places that bad things happen. Mar-a-Lago, Manhattan House, a big mansion in Ohio, a ranch in New Mexico. I mean, God, where do you want to live at this point? Yeah, and maybe being around people is probably for the best. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know how the economy works. I don't know why we're giving away so much money, why we're taking so much money, why other places that aren't even here take our money. It's a convoluted system, and maybe at the end of the day, all you can really hope for is just to be around someone and try to have them keep you honest. It's a huge economy, and there's tons of people working jobs that have nothing to do with their dreams. All right, there's people whose dreams are wrong and they shouldn't do them at all. And there's people whose dream isn't, their job or their, living situation. It's some odd thing that you couldn't even explain to anybody. Some kind of feeling in their heart. Yeah, where does everybody want to live, right? I mean, that's basically the only question to answer for yourself, right? Yeah, what do you do, whatever. But, what happens when you're just by yourself doing your thing, right? What kind of houses do we want? Where does everybody want to live? Stop thinking about the pedophiles. Think about yourself. Huh? When was the last time you did that? And obviously what we got going on right now is not working. I mean, people, working far away from where they need to be, families not, having enough space. There's so many empty buildings. There's empty houses. There's buildings packed to the fucking gills for some reason. Again, I evict people. I've been to places with 12 guys living in one apartment. It's madness. It's madness. I mean, and yeah, you don't want to live next to some maniac, all right? I don't even know where to put them all. But, what is the perfect housing setup? How would I orchestrate? How would I urban plan? That's an interesting conversation to have, right? Because maybe urban planning can fix all of this. Maybe it can fix the elite being pedophiles. Maybe if we just put them near some others, some odd people. What if we got the homeless to live in Jeffrey Epstein's island? Anyone think about that? Okay, here it is. Here's my plan. Gavin, here, listen to me, Gavin. Here it is. Okay, look. If the economy is the only thing that matters, all right, if money is the only thing that matters, if that's how it all works, if that's really at the end of the day how it all works, then, it should all be revolved around that. We should live right where we need to be. Everyone has skills or whatever, do the job you want, whatever, but live near that job. Okay, every job that does the thing should be all located near each other. So if you get fired from one place, you can go to another. That makes sense, all right? And look, families, if you want to have a family, you fill out a form. Say, hey, I want this much space for this many people. Okay, look, and there should be a corresponding house. There should be how many families do we really want to live in LA? Let's answer that question. Can anybody answer that question? How many do we really, really want? And then why not just have that amount of houses? And if you can't fit, then, sorry. Where's another place? And we can have, this makes sense, right? Look, I'm a single guy, I live in a studio apartment. That makes sense. But I want to have a job, so I should have a place to do that job. We should have as much space as we need for the economy. Come on. Is that wrong? Yeah, and sure, people can still own it. Property can go up and down. But I live in these places. I see these places, businesses, and nothing's made to do the thing that they needed to. All right, every restaurant I hear has opened up and gone through some horrible nightmare of plumbing. Okay, every domicile that gets converted, just some horror story about the insulation in the walls wasn't right. We all know what we need. Do the numbers. Come on, Gavin. Do all the math. Figure out all the things. We can answer these questions. How many people do you want to work in aerospace? All right. Where do people who work in aerospace? Where should they live? How should they live? It makes sense. Tear everything down. All right. It was all built by pedophiles anyway. Tear it all down. Build everything new. Who's with it? Who's in it? I have a fund. You can donate. Rose-colored classist. All right, that was it. That was the podcast. Thank you for listening. It's insane. It's 7:30 on a Saturday. I'm happy. I'm living it up. My life's going great. So if you want to like the show, go ahead. I don't have any qualms. This week at all. You can just hit the button. You can just hit it. I know if you've been listening to the show, well, via the numbers, I would say you haven't been. But if you've been listening to the show, at the end, I go through all the things that everyone's supposed to do on YouTube, and I belittle it. But not this week. Nope, not this week. I say to you, hit the button. Feel good about it. You know who's in charge. It's all bullshit anyway. I'm full of shit right now. So full of shit. So comment. And I actually did this. I created a bunch of alternate accounts that I operate that if you comment, I will comment back to those accounts. You got to have a live person in there or else the system doesn't work. That's what they don't tell you about the algorithmic manipulation. There's always one real person involved, two real people, and then everyone else is a monster. Okay, and then I guess that was negative what I said, but comment, please, please. And then, oh wow, subscribe, follow, and subscribe. Hit the bell, ring the bell. This podcast has to be over. No, do it. Let me get a plaque. I want a plaque so bad. How many did they give you a plaque if you hit 50? Because that's the only goal I have right now. The only goal. I wake up in the morning and go, what's my goal? 50 subscribers on YouTube. Not even close. I wish, maybe this podcast would go somewhere if that was actually a goal of mine. My lips are getting dry. Right on. Hey, bye.